Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to another video with Brooklyn. How are you all doing this wonderful morning? Okay, so I'm going to get started. Yesterday, I did a video about Cardi B versus Tasha K and some other news about Cardi B. So go back and watch that video. I'm going to link it in the corner above my head, okay? So I'm going to jump right into this video. I want to talk some more about Cardi B's and Tasha K's lawsuit. So I'm going to read a little bit. It's not going to take long. Cardi B, Grammy Award-winning rapper, won a lawsuit Monday against YouTuber Tasha K for defamation, invasion of privacy, and intentional infliction of emotional distress, and was awarded a 7-figure sum in damages. Okay? Tasha K was in a malicious campaign to destroy and damage Cardi's reputation among her fans, according to a 2019 lawsuit filed in the U.S. District Court, Northern District of Georgia. KB published multiple false and defamational statements about plaintiff, including that plaintiff was a prostitute, that plaintiff was a user of cocaine, that plaintiff had and still has herpes. The lawsuit read, which was filed against Tasha K and KB Studios, LLC. By making and publishing the statements and campaign of harassing videos, including defamation videos, defendant were intending to cause plaintiff emotional distress, the lawsuit stated, and also claimed Cardi B suffered severe humiliation and mental anguish. A jury on Monday awarded Cardi B $1.5 million in punitive damages, $1 million for general damages such as pain and suffering and reputation injury, and over $1 million in litigation expenses, court papers show. She was also awarded $250,000 in medical expenses, but both parties agreed to reduce that to $25,000. Cardi B thanked the jury in a statement and said, "These past couple of years have been difficult for me and constantly reliving it. Very hard for me. Thank you to the jurors. You know, the jurors took time off. They regularized and made a very fair and right decisions," the rapper said in a statement to the media that was published by TMZ. CNN has reached out to Tasha K and her attorneys for a statement. On Monday afternoon, Tasha K said on Twitter, "My husband's attorneys and I fought really hard," adding, "It's only up from here." Now, I can sympathize with Cardi B to a certain extent because I've been harassed and bullied by other women. And in this case, Tasha K is at least 10 years older than Cardi B, okay? And it's already a hard thing to be harassed and intimidated by other women, but especially when they're older than you. So you can imagine, even though Cardi B was a woman, her mentality is not the same level as an older woman. It's like a 10-year-old going up against a 20-year-old. You know, if you want to look at it that way. I'm not saying she has a mind of a 10-year-old. I'm using that as an example. When an older person bullies a younger person, no matter what the age is, the mentality is not always on the same level because you haven't reached that level of maturity as the older person has at that particular time. You know? So if I'm 55 years old and I'm bullying a 45-year-old or a 35-year-old, their mentality as a grown up is not at my level because I've been here longer. And hopefully I have some more knowledge than they do. So Tasha K, in my opinion, was bullying Cardi B. Now, Cardi B has been online and she has, according to, some of her YouTube videos, she has been, bullying other people and saying things to other people. So sometimes you reap what you sow is my point. But she won the case, so evidently what she said and what she's been saying is true. Now, Cardi B has made videos where she has said that she's done certain things in her past, okay? We all know that, okay? But that's her past. And to get on there and to say things and to just constantly go at somebody can be nerve-wracking. It can cause you to want to have a nervous breakdown. Cardi B made some statements that she felt like committing suicide. She broke down in court, you know. And I went back and I looked at some of Tasha K's videos referencing Cardi B. And those videos were horrible. The things that she said about her, the name she called her, it was just, it made you feel really bad for Cardi B if you look at the videos, you know. Nobody's perfect. Cardi B's not perfect. Excuse me, guys. Nobody's perfect. But another human being shouldn't bully another human being, no matter who it is, you know. And I noticed here the lawsuit was filed against Tasha K and KB LLC company, right? From my understanding, Tasha K put everything in her husband's name. The business, the house, all the monies went into the husband's names because she was being sued. But according to this article, the company is being sued too. So that's just making me wonder if they can get that money from her company. Now, I don't know if Tasha K has over $4 million to pay Cardi B, but I don't see Cardi B allowing Tasha K to not pay her money. Because if Tasha K had a one, oh, you best believe she would have Cardi B pay, or she would hold Cardi B in contempt. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just wondering if they're going to be able to go against the company because it's in the lawsuit. And a lot of times your lawyer tells you to move your... See, from my understanding, let me go back some. I've been watching other videos and I've been reading other outlets, right, about this case. And from what I'm understanding, and I'm not sure if it's true or not because things changing every day about this situation. So if my information is not correct at this particular time, I'm reading the news like everybody else, okay? From my understanding, her lawyers had her to move her assets after the paperwork was filed. After the paperwork was filed. So that tells me that I'm not a lawyer, but they could still go after the business because she moved the assets after the papers was filed, which means it was obtainable. It was obtainable. Her lawyers had her move it late. So all they have to do is go back and see when the paperwork was filed to move everything. And if it's after the court papers were filed, then they can go after the business, KB LLC. That's my understanding. Her lawyer should have had her move it a long time ago. A long time ago. Because her husband, Tasha K's husband, is saying that he is not the owner of the business. He's the president of the business. Okay, and some YouTubers in their commentary was saying, well, isn't being the owner and being the president the same thing? No, it's not. No, it's not. You can be the president of something, but you don't own the business. You can own the business and then have people under you. I own it, but then I have a president and a vice president. So the owner to me would be over everybody. I own it. So he's trying to say that he's not the owner, he's the president. Okay, but according to some outlets, Tasha K wouldn't even have none of this business if it wasn't for her husband. Her husband is African, you know, and so they're trying to protect her assets, but I think they filed it a little bit too late, according to some of the outlets that I've been reading. So I don't know how true that is. So this is alleged. And alleged evidently don't mean anything. Because a lot of things Tasha K said, she always uses the word allegedly. But go back and watch some of Tasha K's videos, you know. Some of that stuff that she was saying about this young woman was just horrible. And I know Cardi B is wild and she just out there. And I've noticed too that she's calmed down a whole lot. You know, she's been trying to help people a little bit more and she just seemed to have turned around. And it could be because of motherhood as she's growing up and she's maturing and she's not wanting to mess up her name because she's trying to continue to build her brand and you have to be careful, right? But I know Cardi B has a reputation of just being out there and just being wild, right? But still, the things that was said about this girl was so humiliating. And I've been there. I've been called all kind of stuff. I've been humiliated, bullied, defamation of character, all kind of things. And it was false. None of the stuff that I was accused of was true at all, And it's a hurtful feeling. It hurts because you just don't, it's really nothing you can do about it. In this case, she was able to sue, but it still doesn't change the fact, I keep messing with it because one is flipped and one ain't. It doesn't change the feeling on the inside that it gave you, even though she won the money, because you have to realize Cardi B doesn't need the money, and she just hit Tasha K with her pockets, in her pockets, but she don't need the money. And them humiliating things that Tasha K said and spread it all over the internet, that's still going to play a part in her head. It is, because she said people was calling her a bad parent, that she was passing her daughter diseases, and she was nasty and disgusting. And she said during this time that Tasha K was doing this, she was going through with girls harassing her about her husband cheating on her. So she was about to have a nervous breakdown. She was getting ready to go through a divorce. And she said, even though she made a video about Tasha K using her name for clickbait, because they said Tasha K got up in court and said that she lied just to get some clicks. Okay? And also they said that Tasha K's husband got on the stand and told the truth, which was not in Tasha K's favor. It went in Cardi B's favor, because he didn't want to perjure himself. Because a lot of times he was telling his wife not to do things on this channel. Don't say things on this channel. You can't go and say and do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Because, she got a lot of information from someone by the name of Star Marie. And Cardi B was like, Star Marie is just an angry, jealous person, and the information that she's giving you is not right. And according to Cardi B, and her lawyers, she gave Tasha K multiple chances to stop harassing her before she took on to this lawsuit. She sent her a cease and desist letter and just kept pleading with her to stop. And people are saying that Tasha K, again, is upset with her because she did not do an interview with her. But if you go back and you look at some of the videos, the things that Tasha K is saying to this woman, it's personal. It's not anything about her doing an interview. Cardi B doing a video interview with her. That has nothing to do with it. If you go back and look at those videos, it's personal. You would think that Tasha K knew Cardi B from the neighborhood, and they do nothing about each other. She just does not like Cardi B for some reason. I don't care if it's because she rose to fame, and I don't know what the problem is, but she does not like her. And that's not defamation of character. That's just my observation. And I'm sure it's a lot of other people's observation. It's something personal about Cardi B. Excuse me, guys. I'm so sorry, but this thing is leaning like it's going to fall over. It's something personal about Cardi B that Tasha just does not like, And you don't have to like everybody, but you have to be careful what you say about people. It's a lot of people that I don't like and people don't like me, but you have to be careful because you don't know how it's going to affect somebody. This young woman could have killed herself. This young woman could have had a nervous breakdown. We don't know. Cardi B is out there doing all kinds of stuff, being wild and people laughing and high, but we don't know what she's going through behind closed doors, how she's crying at night, breaking down. We don't know. Because we already know it's hard when your husband cheats on you and humiliates you in front of everybody. And then you got people coming at you. And according to Cardi B, friends and stuff want to hang around her. They not really around her for her. They just want money. They just want to be seen with her. It's a lot. And she's young. And we already know she's young-minded. She was young-minded in some areas. She was very immature when she first hit the scene like that. Very immature. And you can't handle a lot. Her behavior was not that of a mature person. And she was just broken down from what I can understand. A lot of times we look at her or certain people, we think that they're strong because of what's coming out of their mouths. They're strong, and, well, she loud, she can take it. She's strong. She's strong, but that's not always necessarily the case. Sometimes you're doing that because you're hurting on the inside and you're weak. My ex-sister-in-law, she had a personality like Cardi B. She was loud, always out in the street, you know, just always on fire. That's what, but she couldn't take it when her reaping hit her. She couldn't take it. That was her defense mechanism. But behind closed doors and stuff, she couldn't take it to the point that she wound up actually being a cocaine and crack user and out on the street and lost everything because she couldn't take it when it was her turn to get what she was putting out. She couldn't take it, you know, and you have to be careful of what you're putting out there because it's going to come back around, you know, and Cardi B has said some things and done some things that caused her some reaping. And then when it's time for her to reap, she didn't like it. So that could be one reason why she's being careful on what she say and do to people because she don't like what happened to her. How will you know to stop doing certain things if you're not taught that and that's your personality to always be harsh on other people? How will you know how to stop and how to behave and how to give it some thought if it doesn't happen to you? You have to get it back to learn your lesson. You have to get it back. And now Tasha K got hers back. And I'm surprised actually that they have not shut her channel down. I'm actually surprised that Cardi B lawyers did not ask for her channel to be taken down and all those videos about her to be removed because they're still up there as of yesterday. They're still there, you know, and it's just a sad situation, you know. So I'm not going to harp on it any longer. If I have any more information about anything new come out that's relevant and I can bring it to you, I will. So with that being said, I'm going to say vielen Dank. That's thank you very much in German. So vielen Dank for watching me. And choose, that's what? That's bye in German.